Hello, and welcome to another episode of My Backstage Pass. This is your host, Lee Zimmerman, and I'm here with my producer, co-host, and good buddy, Billy Hubbard. And today we're really excited because we have the wonderful Miss Irene Kelley here with us. We're on set here at the station. You're going to be performing in about 40 minutes, and you graciously took the time to speak with us. So,
yeah, good to
welcome.
be here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee and Billy. Good to see both of you.
It's good to see
you. Well, I
you.
just got to meet Billy, but I've known Lee for a long time.
We met at, I remember this, we met at Americana Fest.
Right.
Outside, near where that record store is down below. I don't... Grimey's, was it? Yeah,
oh, yes.
Yes, and that's where I first met you.
The basement.
The basement,
yes. Yeah, it's a great record store.
Yeah.
All the vinyl. Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah.
So how are you doing?
I'm great. Yeah, we've just, this is our last of 3 shows this weekend. We started out in McClure, Virginia, playing the Ralph Stanley Hills of Home Festival.
Wow.
Which for me was a huge deal because the first time I played was 1982.
Wow.
And you were like 3 months old at the time.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't even talk yet.
Minor.
What a gentleman. Thank you for saying that.
I try. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So it was really a great experience, and it's good to be with two. Ralph too. He was there and hosted us, and
that's cool.
Yeah, I've got a really great band this weekend. Brad Bench, Kelsey Cruz, and Thomas Castle. Those guys are backing me up this weekend. And then last night, we played at Old Smoky in Gatlinburg.
Wow, that's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and here we are tonight. So
there you go.
What a great weekend.
Close to us, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're based in Nashville, right?
I am.
Okay.
That's right. Yes, I've been there for almost 40 years now.
Wow.
I came from Western Pennsylvania, and I settled there.
Man, you
raised both my kids there, too.
A lot of changes in 40 years,
oh,
right?
Gosh, yeah. Yeah, it's a different town now
like our little town of Maryville.
Yeah.
It's changed.
Yeah. Well,
I love Maryville. I was just saying that to the guys when we were driving in. It's so sweet and clean.
It is sweet.
Yeah.
It's the epitome of the typical hometown, which in a very idyllic way.
You're not very far from a city either. There's always a Target pretty close by. That's what you gotta have, right?
We're not at all. We're not at all. So the recent swing that brings you here, have you been traveling, touring, performing regularly now? Or
I have been here and there. I just got back from Europe. I just met Justina. My daughter is there a lot. She lived there for 4 years. And she's still going back and forth. And, we collaborate on so many things. She co-produced my last record, Snow White Memories.
Yes.
Yeah, sang a lot of the harmony parts and mixed the vocals. I mean, she's really multi-talented. So she started putting notes out to folks in Europe and trying to get me booked over there because she wanted me to come hang out. And I said, well, I don't want to go unless I'm playing. So she got us some dates.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's cool.
We had big fun, and we played a Bluegrass festival in Germany.
Which one?
Yeah.
Buell.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we played on Sunday, and Saturday night John Jorgensen was there, so we got to see some familiar faces, which was really cool. Catch up with those guys backstage. But Carlton Moody lives near Paris, and he's a great musician. Do you guys know Carlton?
I know the name.
I bet. Like the Moody brothers, that was him and his brother, and then his dad was Clyde Moody. Yeah, he used to play. Carlton played with Doc Watson for years. Mm-hmm. But he was booking Euro Disney, and so he and his wife just stayed over there, raised their kids, and he's such a great point of reference and network over there because he plays with us, and then if we need another player, a fiddle player, he knows who to call. He knows all the great guys, so we were able to add a couple pickers on a couple of the other dates. Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing about our statistics is Germany, other than the United States, Germany is our second most listeners, or in the number of listeners in Germany, which is fascinating.
Really?
I'm not they're such roots music fans. I was I was surprised. I had like a whole pile of CDs that I brought over, and I thought, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to drag them all back. I sold every one of them.
Excellent.
I was like,
Excellent.
I should have brought more, but how do you know, right?
You don't.
Like in the States, it's like people go, well, I'd really like to buy your CD, but my car doesn't have a CD player anymore.
I hate that.
I hear that over and over again. Yeah.
Well, I know. Plus, you spend money. You know, if you're, an artist spends money to master for the formats, and you have to spend money on the CD format, the vinyl format, the streaming, and so anyway, I always thought that was a bummer because I can hear the difference in a CD personally, and versus streaming. Streaming.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, car manufacturers need to get with the program and put them back in there.
They do, and computer manufacturers, because people say, "Oh, nobody wants CDs; they're obsolete." It was self-imposed obsolescence by the industry.
Agree. Yep.
That's
Who are we going to call, Lee? We got to call somebody.
Well, we do need to. I keep
get people to,
about it.
Yeah, we got to get people to start complaining.
We'll have to put them under the dashboard like in the 70s when we started putting all this.
Remember when they had them in the trunk, the 7 CD player in the trunk?
I remember that. That's so funny. You should bring that up.
I dated a guy that did it. He'd have to pull over and go back there and fix it.
That wasn't practical. That was not practical,
no.
I don't think.
That's funny.
So it's amazing. We talk about the popularity of bluegrass in Germany and worldwide. I mean, in Japan and in the Philippines, all over the place. And it's an inherent, I was going to say it's an inherently American music, but it's not. It came from Scotland and Ireland and England. And
Africa. The banjo.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Africa.
There's a lot of folks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, the black community's reclaiming the banjo as they should. That's their instrument. They started it.
Right. As Dom Flemons will tell you, who's been here a few times.
Yeah, Dom's been here.
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so that's cool.
But it's really amazing, though, how bluegrass has taken root and become such a populist type of music and attraction.
Yeah.
And it's gone from, folks sitting on the porch and strumming their banjos to kids flocking to festivals. Done dozens, if not hundreds of festivals where bluegrass is the main attraction. And you have so many artists, yourself included, who have helped to spread the popularity of bluegrass.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I started it, that was my first music genre, and then I got into country and somehow came back around to it.
Right.
It's just, I think because country kind of left me out, when it got more pop music, so... It was
flat rock.
Yeah, and my songs would translate to the bluegrass instrumentation, even though, some of it was really country. Like even when I was on MCA Records in 1989, I had, at the time, I was working with Marshall Morgan, and we were doing a country record, but I said to him, I insisted that we had Carl Jackson on acoustic guitar, Jerry Douglas on the dobro, and Mark O'Connell on fiddle. And let's see, who else do we have? Yeah. Sam Bush, that's right. And he was like, well, I don't know, but who are these guys? I'm like, are you kidding me? But the heart and soul was bluegrass. And then we put in the electric instruments and it worked, and the whites were kind of doing that same kind of thing. But then you fast forward to like early 2000, late 90s, early 2000, when country was getting too popish. I felt like, the last frontier is, bluegrass.
I think it's a compliment to you that country left you, to be honest.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
Well,
it's true, because that's a matter of good taste on your part. That you recognized it, and the purity of that type of music. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm griping too much, but, we had Hank Williams, and we had the Everly Brothers, and so many traditional country artists that literally could not get played on country radio anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I heard George Jones had trouble right before he passed getting played. Yeah. And then like this format of satellite radio is a whole different thing now, because you got these, 60s and 70s and 80s and it's great. You can just go through there and find all the great old vintage songs.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and they're not saying we're not playing that. It's
Yeah.
Do you have an Irene Kelley channel yet? Everybody seems to have a channel. Have you got a channel yet?
There's one on Pandora. I didn't make it. Somebody told me they found it on there.
And it's an Irene Kelley?
It is, yeah. I don't know how that got on. I don't know. I don't know, but if anybody knows, call in and tell me, because I have no idea.
Some royalty checks due here, I would
think.
I
doubt it. Yeah,
well, but
maybe
still.
$1 or something.
Well, but they're using your name, your brand.
Well, they're playing my songs, so I appreciate that.
That's a good thing.
It's probably on YouTube. You know what's interesting is now people. I didn't realize this recently. You know how you have your cable TV and you have music channels. I never listened to mine, and so a lot of artists are getting plays on there.
Oh, that's right. I forget about that too.
I don't know. I need to kind of pay more attention.
I got too busy watching reruns of Northern Exposure.
Yeah, my wife is watching that too.
Oh, gosh, I love that show.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
But what do you think accounts for this popularity of bluegrass nowadays that's attracting so many younger listeners, as opposed to folks that, they were into the traditional sounds, and now you have so many artists that have made it a modern phenomenon? I mean, what do you think draws people to it?
Well, you've got the undeniable Billy Strings and the
Everybody
undeniable
mentions him.
Molly Tuttle and, and Sierra Hall, and they're young and they're exciting and they're confident, and I think that's really appealing and it's compelling, and the younger people are paying attention, and it's not just party music that a lot of the kids used to listen to.
Right.
And there's like lyrically, it matters. They're starting to pay attention, and so that's just happening. Maybe because there's the country or whatever was playing on the radio stations they got used to listening to was just not. There's nothing there for them, and they started looking somewhere else.
Could be that they're kind of degenerate. It's kind of weird. I read all these articles about music and stuff, like probably you guys, but I read one where like the generation, the younger folks, they're all taking this antidepressant medicine, and
don't knock the antidepressants. Billy.
I'm not
Come
knocking.
on, don't.
I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that. What I was saying was that bluegrass music to me is like birds chirping. It's a frequency or an octave. I mean, that is a happy.
Well, that's true.
And I had
even when somebody's getting murdered, right?
Yeah,
there's
and I had read
tempo.
I read something about how that does something to your brain, that you listen to those sounds and it makes you happier.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they listen to it and they say, "Oh, wow, I'm happy now."
Well, there you go. That's a theory.
Hopefully, anyway.
It makes me, if I hear like an up-tempo bluegrass song, it makes me want to clog dance.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, it's very communal too. I ask a lot of artists
why
they
that's a good
think,
word. Yeah.
Because it's a relatively, I guess, easy type of music to play, or you can sit around a campfire, you can jam. Everybody feels welcome, whether you're a beginner or a professional.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That might be part of it.
Yeah.
And very popular here at Rocky Top, East Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of origins here too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Dolly's a bluegrass artist, and she's done bluegrass, and she's done a lot of different genres, but I think that's kind of her center.
Yeah.
And her songs, I don't know if you heard our sound check, but I do Coat of Many Colors for my sound check. For the last 40 years of my life, I've done that,
Are you going to do that in the set?
No, I just do it for sound
do it
check.
Okay.
Unless you guys...
Well,
if you
now
call
you
us
have
back,
an official request.
Okay,
Irene Kelley.
you
have an. You
all right.
Tease us like that, please.
I love that song. It makes me tear up. It's so beautiful. Well, she's my favorite.
There's some people outside. I don't know if you probably couldn't hear, but they were singing along.
Everybody, were they?
Yeah, everybody loves that song.
Well, now you have to do it.
So are you guys like so proud of her because she's from this area?
Well, she's the queen. Yeah. I mean, she can do no wrong.
That's what I think.
She's so giving. She's so sweet. She's so upbeat. I mean.
Yeah, and when I was a kid, my mom's band was my mom, or that's well, you folks can't see, but my mom, the big black and white sign.
Oh, wow.
That's 1947. My mom
Wow.
had a band called Tennessee Partners, and her and Dolly would, back then everybody would stand in line at the local radio station, East Tennessee, and so she stood in line with a lot. Everything was a lot of stuff live, So I know a lot of Dolly stories.
God, I want to hear them all.
All right, well, let's just turn the podcast over to Dolly. You have another 5-6 hours, right? We can delay the show.
Oh, that's right. I'm doing a show tonight. I forgot. We got stuck talking about Dolly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we should take a break for a minute, and we'll be right back with our special guest, Irene Kelley. Okay, we're back now with Irene Kelley, our very special guest this evening, live on location here at the station. That almost rhymes. Live on location here at the station.
Oh yeah, we got we got a song of hers queued up off of her new record.
That would be very appropriate.
Called Wild Mountain Stream. That is awesome. Actually, I was listening to it. I listened to several of them. This is one of my favorites. So if you guys want to, we'll give a little teaser here for it, if that's cool with everybody.
Okay.
All right.
Away from all the worry that gets trapped inside my mind. Winding through the rocks and pines with troubles far behind. Throwing caution to the wind with no sense of time. I wanna run like a wild mountain stream. I wanna find myself lost inside an early morning dream. Like cool, clear water rushing to the sea. I wanna run like a wild mountain stream. Too long in the wind and rain, in the eye inside a storm. It's safe inside a little while, but I need something more. Searching for my field of green where the ocean meets the stars. I don't know when I'll get there, but I know it can't be far. I wanna run like a wild mountain stream. I wanna find myself lost inside an early morning dream. Like cool, clear water rushing to the sea. I wanna run like a wild mountain stream. To the sea, I wanna run like a wild mountain stream. High above the city lights, my soul likes to fly away from all the worry that gets trapped inside my mind.
Oh, that's... You know what?
I wasn't going to play the whole song, but
we got carried away. We got caught up in it. And, and what's so lovely about that, in one of many things that are so lovely about that, is that it conjures up this imagery. It takes you to another place, wild mountain. I mean, it takes you away.
Oh, that's good, because
really does.
The inspiration, and by the way, I wrote that with Billy Droz and Terry Hurd, two of my favorite co-writers and my buddies.
Hurd.
Yep.
Billy Droz is one of my favorite guys. He comes here a lot. He's been here.
A Bluegrass Today fan?
Oh, yeah.
He's my publisher. I love Billy. I love Terry.
Yeah, he's all over the place. He's a songwriter, a journalist, and a DJ. Yeah.
Wow,
he's actually
amazing.
I always tell him he's a bluegrass architect also.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. That is awesome.
But, I spend a lot of time in the Smoky Mountains as much as I can. Mm-hmm. And, they've got all the great streams going through, and that's where that came from. I was like,
that's what I was.
Want to write that.
That's what I saw in my mind was a little river road.
It worked.
The little
Great.
river road. I
Yeah.
could see that.
Yep.
We drive that all the time.
Yeah.
Townsend to Gatlinburg. If anybody's
Yes.
never been to East Tennessee, that's the most beautiful little drive.
It is beautiful.
Or to Townsend. I mean, not to Townsend. I mean, from Townsend to Gatlinburg or to the Cates Cove.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, I love Cates Cove. I go bike riding there.
Yeah, that's
it's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
But you capture that. You really.
That's great,
I
'cause that
can't
was the
emphasize that enough.
Oh,
that
I'm
you
so
really
glad to hear that.
capture that imagery.
You make a great video. I don't know. You
Amazing.
may have one already.
I don't.
But,
That's a good
that
idea,
would be
though.
beautiful. I mean, if there's some good rain, after a good rain, man, that water is so beautiful.
Yeah, it was rushing today, driving over
Yeah.
after all the rain we've had.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
exactly.
Yeah, and Brad was like taking pictures out the window. Yeah.
So you have a new single. You have tell us about what you have.
Well, it's
out there.
yes. So it's not on the album. It's gonna be on a future album, which I haven't
Okay.
even started yet. I'm so far behind because we just finished a Christmas album that I did with my two daughters, Justine and Sarah Jean. But just did a single with the Kruger brothers. Played the track. It's the second time for them to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great. And it's a song I wrote with Bobby Starnes. It's called Cold Dust, and it's basically the story of my grandfather who migrated from Poland, and my grandmother did as well. My grandpap was 17 when he got to the States, and he never went back, never saw his family again.
Man.
I married my grandma. She was 15, and they bought a farm in Pennsylvania, raised 8 kids, and he worked in the coal mine during the day and farmed
that's
whenever, any
That's
other
interesting.
hour was left after that. But yeah,
Tough people back then.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, my wife Elisa talks about one of her grandparents who came over as a kid. Some of these people were not even 15 years old when they came over, all on their own, how to carve out their life and survive. It's really amazing.
Yeah, and then he raised 4 sons, and they all went to war.
Yeah.
So they all just hit the ground running
Yeah.
to defend our country. So
Yeah.
I got great pride for that. My dad did as well, World War II veteran.
Mine
Yeah.
as
Hey,
well.
we're recording
Yeah.
this on Memorial Day.
That's
Yes,
right.
Memorial
I know.
Day
I just got a
weekend.
chill when you
That's
said that. Yeah.
What an incredible time in the United States.
Yeah.
That's just in America.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
So you have the new single,
Right.
and you're working towards a new album. At
Yes,
some point?
slowly, because we put Snow White Memories on. I guess it was a year and a half ago when it got finished.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit slower this time. There's a lot of other stuff going on in my life, and so just
Well, that's okay.
a lot of songwriting and things like all good stuff.
Well, there's the old showbiz axiom, keep the crowd waiting. Don't
Right.
don't throw too much at them. Keep the anticipation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, your last album was just so beautiful.
Thank you, Lee.
So
That
lovely.
means a lot. Thank
well,
you.
it's true. It's true. And you were working with your daughters on the
Yeah.
holiday album, the Christmas.
Yes, yeah. Did I give you one of those?
Yes.
Oh, goody.
Yes, I love
okay.
it. Yeah.
Gotta give you one too, Billy. Yeah, our good friend in Boston. His name's also Terry. It's Terry Egan, and Terry builds gardens outside of hospitals for cancer patients, so they can sit there and not be in a horrible,
Yes.
gloomy inside. And that was his wife's dying wish 15 years ago.
Wow.
And he's built, I think, 24 of these gardens already, like all over
Wonderful.
Northern America and Canada. And so he approached us because he loves my girls. He's just, really smitten with them, which is awesome. And he said, "Hey, what do you girls think? Irene, would you think the girls would want to do an album of Christmas songs? That'd be a great way for you all to get to work together." I said, "I'm in, but you talk to them. I don't want to, I'm the mom. You go ahead." And he called each one of them, and they were like, yeah, woo, let's do it.
I love Christmas songs.
And we did traditional. We didn't write any of them.
Traditional,
Which
and
was
it's just
nice.
Lovely.
Yeah, it was a nice break from having to write, and
Yeah.
all that.
And that's amazing. Those songs are a couple hundred years old, and
I
there's man, when you want to write a song like that,
right.
To be said for
You can't
tradition.
reinvent the wheel. I mean,
No, you
it's already
can't.
there. And the other thing was, my goodness, they're so intricate, and the harmony parts are like jazz parts on some of those. it's just really, we had to really work on that. It wasn't an easy thing, even though we're all singers. We're like mostly lead singers, but that was fun too. It got us whipped into shape.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you encourage them, discourage them, leave them alone when they said they wanted to follow in your footsteps? So
they never said that. They just
never said that.
No, they just kind of snuck in and did it. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm here for you, and support. I mean, they both finished college, and, I thought they were going to go into some other direction, but they just love the arts, and they're both really talented, and they have a lot to contribute.
Wow,
for sure.
But there's nothing like family harmony. I mean, family vocals.
It's funny. I heard that for years, and then when I started singing with the girls, I thought, I get what everybody's saying, because it's like intuitively we breathe in the same spots when we're singing together. Because when you're singing with somebody else, you have to kind of watch them and know and anticipate.
Yes.
But when you're related, you just do it without looking at each other. It's so cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
Gosh, plus I have 2 daughters, or my wife and I have 2 daughters.
Oh, great.
I can't imagine. I know that's like a dream come true. Your daughters just want to sing with you and play with you. That's got to be cool for you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I have 2 sons. Anyway, so
I guess they don't
I
say.
love my sons, but it's very different. I would think sons and daughters. I mean, I would think.
I don't know. I only have daughters.
Okay.
So yeah,
Well,
I could tell you about daughters, but I can't tell you about sons.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
So the single is out, right?
Not yet.
It's coming out.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. I just put the vocal, and then we got to get the harmony on there. And I don't know. I think Justina's going to sing one of the harmony parts when she gets back from France next week.
Excellent. What's the name of the single?
It's called Cold Dust.
Cold Dust. Okay,
Yeah.
you said that before.
Oh, okay. And the song we just played, Wild Mountain Stream, earlier, that's off your Snow White.
That's correct. That's on Snow White Memories.
Yeah, I said, Snow White Memories. I love snow, so I
love snow too. Thank you, Billy Hubbard, because I say I want more snow here. It doesn't snow nearly enough. I get giddy like a little schoolboy, and people are just complaining.
I know, right?
And I'm the same way, Lee. You love snow that much.
Well, we're bonded. We're brothers from a different mother.
Don't you feel like if it's going to be cold, it should snow?
Absolutely.
It's like, what's the point, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know. That's what I think too. Yeah.
So now, if folks want to check out what you're up to, where would they go?
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you asked. My website, irenekelley.com.
Okay.
I have all those good stuff on there, and pictures and shows, anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. And will you, do you have some future touring and shows planned?
I've got a few things coming up. Let's see, what are we doing next? I'm going to Colorado to play a songwriter festival.
Lovely.
Yeah, and I'm going to give a workshop there, which I'm looking forward to.
Excellent.
Get to talk about the craft and the, points about songwriting. And
Excellent.
give some people some tools for their toolbox.
Yeah, well, you have that knowledge. You've written a whole catalog of great songs on your own. And,
well, thank you.
So
I enjoy it.
That's going to be great.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're going to have to exit out here. And,
I got to get on stage.
You have a gig.
Oh, that's right.
You have a gig.
I got to go find my band. They went off somewhere.
Yeah, herding cats.
Yeah, it's so pretty here. They probably went on a walk.
Yeah, great. They'll be back in an hour.
Thank you guys for having me, though.
Yeah, we're going to do a little outro here.
Okay.
Big thanks to Irene Kelley, and be sure and check out her new music and find her online. And, of course, our host, Lee Zimmerman. Also, hey, check out Lee's new book. It's called 30 Years Behind the Glass. It's about Jim Gaines. It's awesome. Anyway, also like and subscribe to My Backstage Pass on your favorite platform. This podcast is out there on Spotify and about 20 other platforms. And we'll see you all next time. Happy trails.
To you. Bye.